In between the exuberance of youth and the serenity of the golden years lies a lifetime of memories. For a baseball fan, a million images earmark the passage of time. Whether it's witnessing a part of the game's history or simply making contact with a favorite player, the image is indelible. Who can forget that first look at a big league ballpark? The colors, the sounds, the smells. These are as lasting as the day they first happened. We choose our favorite players by the most subjective means. We like his stance in the batter's box, or the way he wears his cap, his smile, or maybe we just like his name. We admire certain players for their speed, their style, some for their strength, and some for how they play the game. And once we've chosen our favorite players, we revel in their deeds. It may be the star player achieving a milestone, or the steady role player doing the impossible. It may be a key hit in the biggest game of the year, or a late-night miracle in front of a few loyal believers.
Scores! Here comes the near! The throw to the plate! Save! I can't believe it! The Phillies have won 3-2 in the bottom half of the 12th inning! Incredible!
Baseball is all about success and failure.
The game for defense, he threw it into right field.
But somehow the script always seems to provide a chance for redemption.
Our ground ball, base hit! Base hit! Bills win! And the RBI hit by Kim Matkey! This place is going wild!
This is Harry Callis. For almost 30 years, I've been lucky enough to be one of the voices who brought you Phillies baseball. As part of our end-of-the-century celebration, we'll take a look back at the last 100 years of our fightin' Phils. From the fabled teams of yesteryear to the great individual performances. We'll revisit all the great moments of the franchise, and then finish with the top greatest moments in Phillies history as voted by you, the fans. So strap in for a very special trip down memory lane and have a great flashback. In baseball, special moments can take many forms, like the wild night in 1993 when a rain-soaked doubleheader took us to the wee small hours.
Never had this much excitement at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mitch Williams. He could literally win his own ball game here.
Swing and a base hit to left center field. Incavelia's going to score. This game is over. On an RBI hit by Mitchie Pooh. The Bills have won it 6-5 and 10 on the Wild Things RBI hit. Can you believe it?
Mitch Williams fulfilled every reliever's fantasy by winning his own game with the bat, and reminded every baseball fan how strangely beautiful this game can be. Wrigley Field is one of the great old ballparks in baseball, and the Phillies certainly have a place in its lore. Like the game in April of '76, when Mike Schmidt cracked 4 homers to lead the club to an 18-16 win. Or that May afternoon in '79, when the wind was definitely blowing out.
Danny Ozark's boys built a 21-9 lead in 4.5 innings. But Dave Kingman launched 3 homers to lead a furious Chicago comeback. Barry Foote's 8th inning single produced a 22-22 tie. 45 RBIs by both clubs set a major league record. In the 10th, Mike Schmidt connected for a 23-22 Philly lead. And reliever Rawley Eastwick finally put an end to 10 innings of a month's worth of baseball.
Every now and then, a moment can take place on the field that serves to remind us that it's more than just a game. Like the home opener in '94, when John Kruk returned to the team earlier than expected from cancer surgery.
Pitch. Swing, a line shot to right center. It's a gapper. And would you believe it? The Crucker is second with a double in his first at bat of the 1994 season. What drama.
For high scoring, it's tough to beat June 11th, 1985, when the Phils dropped 9 runs on the Mets in the first inning.
Oh, here's another shot. Where's this going to wind up? Now, right on out of here. A grand slam home run. His second homer of the inning.
Von Hayes' 2 home runs in the first inning had never been done before in a major league game. And the Phillies went on to a 26-7 romp.
Long drive. Could it be? It is! A game-winning pitch hit. Home run. Mike Lieberthal. Can you believe it?
Probably the most exciting play in baseball is the game-winning homer. And on July 7th, 1964, Johnny Callison cracked one with the whole country watching.
There she goes. Oh, what a drive.
Johnny's home run was clearly the greatest Phillies all-star moment. For sheer drama, there is nothing compared to a pitcher bidding for a no-hitter. On August 15, 1990, Terry Mulholland had a date with baseball history.
Bond, charging, steady, 2 gone. 32,000 plus on their feet at Veterans Stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, break grab. Charlie Hayes. Charlie Hayes spears it, and Mulholland has pitched a no-hit, no-run game at Veterans Stadium. The first 9-inning no-hitter in the history of the bat. Can you believe it?
The euphoria of Terry's achievement seemed to spread to the rest of the staff, as the following year, Tommy Green brightened up a drab spring afternoon in Montreal.
Our ground ball, great grab, Green. It's over. He's pitched a no-hit, no-run game, making the final out himself. Tommy Green, a no-hitter.
When it comes to no-hitter history, nothing can top the accomplishment of Rick Wise, who hit not only one,
That might go. It is a home run for Rick Wise's second of the game.
and finally he was one tough out away from the record books.
Pete Rose stands in. He's nothing for 3. Here's the 3-2 pitch.
swing, a line drive, he did it! Vukovic made the throw, Wise has done it! A no-hit, no-run game! Throws with a line drive to Vukovic, it's all over! Rick Wise has just pitched a no-hitter, and look at his Philly teammates mob him.
While home runs and no-hitters are great individual achievements, it's team success that counts. In the early 70s, owner Rudy Carpenter and general manager Paul Owens began to assemble a dynasty that would provide many thrills for years to come. On September 26, 1976, the beginning of the Phillies' halcyon days had arrived. While a century of baseball provides many great moments, we must not overlook great individual seasons. Most of us are unable to recall the early years of the 20th century, but we should make note of the incredible 1915 season of Grover Cleveland Alexander. The Hall of Famer won a remarkable 31 games, leading the club to its first pennant. Then beat the Red Sox 3-1 for the first World Series victory in Phillies history. In 1933, Chuck Klein led the league in 8 offensive categories to become the only Philly to win the Triple Crown. A most unlikely hero was reliever Jim Constanti, who won the National League MVP award in 1950. His 16-7 record and 22 saves were a key element in the Whiz Kids' drive to the pennant. In 1964, young third baseman Richie Allen burst on the scene.
Big straight fade right-hander comes sidearm again. Way up on the roof. It's center field, a home run.
Known for his tape measure home runs, this Pennsylvania native won the Rookie of the Year award and helped the ill-fated Phillies to almost win the pennant. In 1974, the Phils traded popular Willie Montañez for little-known outfielder Gary Maddox. In the following 12 seasons, Maddox set the standard of excellence in outfield play, winning 8 Gold Gloves and making center field his own playground. Longtime Philly nemesis Pete Rose joined the club in '79 to give the Phils that missing ingredient for a championship. On August 10, 1981, Pete brought a little bit of his own history to the vet. Also brought pitching excellence as John Denny and Steve Bedrosian each won the Cy Young Award as the league's best pitcher. In 1992, a gritty performance was turned in by Darren Dalton, who overcame 9 knee surgeries to win an RBI title, only the 4th catcher in history to do so. And who can forget the incredible 1993 season of Lenny Dykstra, who led the league in runs scored and put up MVP-type numbers, while leading the club to the pennant.
This ball is out of here!
As the century draws to a close, Kurt Schilling's back-to-back 300 strikeout seasons stand out as a memorable milestone.
Number 300 for the season for Kurt Schilling.
And Scott Rowland, whose brilliant first season earned him a Rookie of the Year award, provides a solid foundation for the Phillies to take into the new millennium. The 1993 World Series was a thrill-packed adventure ride. The underdog Phillies split the first two games against the former champion Blue Jays. Then they dropped a rain-soaked Game 3 at the vet. Game 4 was one for the record books.
Swing and a well-hit ball to deep center. White back, and he can't get it. Off the board. Allen scores. Stokes scores. Eisenreich scores. The drive to deep right field. Fair foul. Fair ball out of here. Home run to Dude. And the Phillies have taken a 6-3 lead here.
Lenny Dykstra's two home runs highlighted a wild slugfest.
What a night for Lenny Dykstra. His second home run. And the Phillies lead 12-7. Awesome.
But by the end of the night, the home team felt they'd let one slip away.
And the Toronto Blue Jays have won the highest scoring game in postseason history to take a 3-1 lead.
With their backs to the wall, Curt Schilling's masterful performance in Game 5 gave the hometown fans a memorable last look at one of the century's most beloved teams.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out at second base. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's right where he put it on the outside corner. 6 strikeouts for Schilling. Ground ball off the glove of Schilling's got to play at the plate. Don't Jason's got Yadif back to third. Now to Holland, who tags him out. Line drive to center. Dykstra there. This game's over. Curt Schilling, a brilliant 5-hit shutout. What a superb performance by Schilling.
One of the greatest rivalries in Phillies history is that with the Dodgers. From the great Brooklyn teams of the mid-century to the West Coast dynasty of the Lasorda years, the Phils and Dodgers always fought tooth and nail. In the mid-70s, the Dodgers broke the Phillies' hearts twice in postseason play.
Ron
1983 was a year for revenge. The Phillies had assembled a strong squad of aging veterans, including 3 cornerstones of the Big Red Machine. The average age on the team was 33, and the club was affectionately dubbed the Wheeze Kids.
Swing a long drive, deep left field, a grand slam. The Phillies have won the game 10-9. Unbelievable.
In the regular season, the Dodgers took an incredible 11 of 12 from the Phils. But this year, October would be different.
Hello, Smitty. Come on now. Get out of here. Get up, get up. Out of boy, hurry. Yeah. Get that flag out.
And 7 strikeouts for Charlie Hudson. Fastball has hammered to left center. Baker going back and watching it.
The Phils took a 2-1 lead in the series and played Game 4 in front of a rabid hometown crowd that smelled revenge. Series MVP Gary Matthews set the tone early.
Well hit to deep left. Goodbye. Way out of here. Gary Matthews. What a league championship series he's having. Russell pops it up down the right field line. A long run for Lezcano. It's a fair ball. What a play by Lezcano. What a sensational play by Sixto Lezcano.
Mr. T out there. They're going crazy here at Veterans Stadium. Struck him out! Phillies have won it, and now it's Smith's turn as Howland dives on Mike Smith as the Phillies are the 1983 National League champs.
It seemed almost poetic that Paul Owens, the GM and architect of the great 70s teams, was at the helm for the Phillies' fourth pennant of the century.
Hi, everybody. This is By Sam speaking to you from Clearwater, Florida. I'm glad you could join us for the start of this 1950 season, because this year it looks like we have a real contender.
The fighting Phils. It's a tough, tough team to beat. They're out to win every day. Every victory is sweet.
We know them as the Whiz Kids, and we love them like matinee idols. As the city roars, the Whiz Kids fight their way to the top.
The fighting Phils.
35 years after the Phillies' one and only pennant, the Whiz Kids moved to the top of the National League race, largely on cunning and daring. And with only 9 days left, their lead was a seemingly safe 7 games. But National Guard duty claimed 17-game winner Curt Simmons. And with injuries to starters Miller and Church, Simmons listened as the Phils' lead melted away. In hot pursuit were the Brooklyn Dodgers. And with their lead down to 1 game, the Phils turned to Robin Roberts in the season's finale.
It's the 6th inning, and Roberts pitches to Pee Wee Reese, who drives one deep to right. It's a fluke home run, and the game is tied at 1. In the 9th inning, the Dodgers put the potential winning run on second base.
Line drive to center field. Ashburn races over the ball. Here comes the throw from center field. He is out.
Richie Ashburn's throw saves the game for the Phils, and it's on to the 10th, where Dick Sisler faces Don Newcomb with 2 men on.
Swinging a fly very, very deep toward left field. Moving back, Abrams way, way back. He can't get it. It's a home run. A home run for Dick Sisler.
To Phillies fans, that was the shot heard round the world. And Sisler's homer gave the visitors a 4-1 lead. When Robbie retired the Dodgers in order, the Whiz Kids had won it. To the shock of the baseball world, the Philadelphia Phillies were the champions of the National League.
'64 was a year most Phillies fans would like to forget. Leading the league for most of the season, the Phillies lost a 6.5-game lead with 12 to play, and underscored the definition of baseball as a game that can break your heart. Yet one game stands out above all others in that season, and perhaps the decade. The Phils took the field at Shea Stadium on Father's Day behind Jim Bunning.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Last of the 9th inning. It's a perfect game going for Jim Bunning. High, hop fly. This one is playable. The shortstop, Bobby Wine, is in foul ground. 1 out. Here is Jim Bunning with 1 man out in the last of the 9th inning. The slender father of 7 here on Father's Day. Struck him out. From a perfect ball game. The 33-year-old right-hander from Southgate, Kentucky. Looks in for his sign. 2 outs and nobody on. He's retired 26 in a row. Struck him out. A perfect game. A perfect game for Jim Bunning. Here come his teammates. Oh, what a happy scene for the Phils and Jim Bunning.
Steve Carlton was arguably the most dominating pitcher to wear Phillies pinstripes. In 1972, his first year with the team, Carlton tore up the National League, winning 27 games for a last-place club that only won 59. That season brought him the first of 4 Cy Young Awards. For the next 15 years, the milestones were plenty, like the night in 1981 when history was made at the bat.
Swinging a miss, he struck him out. Comes right out of the chute and strikes out Tim Raines. Oh, see you later. There's number 2. Here it comes again. The pitch to Wop. He struck him out. There it is.
First year here in 1972, I don't think I've ever seen since then a crowd respond to you like they did tonight when you struck out 3,000.
Yeah, they were wonderful tonight. They like to see people achieve different goals, and they're right there plugging with you, and you're always happy to have a nice crowd behind you like this.
In the following years, Lefty went on to more lofty heights, and for a while was the all-time strikeout king of baseball. A player with an incredible work ethic, Steve was the consummate professional, loved by his teammates, and respected throughout the game. After finishing his career with 329 wins and a ticket to Cooperstown, Steve returned to the vet and delivered a heartfelt thank you to his fans.
And Philadelphia, baseball is a field of dreams, and this surely is heaven down here. And I thank you once again. It's been wonderful. I love you.
Michael Jack Schmidt was unquestionably the greatest player ever to wear a Phillies uniform. During his 17-year career, he lined his trophy cases with 8 home run crowns, 10 gold gloves, 12 All-Star appearances, and 3 MVP awards. His style of play was a beautiful combination of grace and power. In fact, he almost made the game look too easy. But it wasn't until the later years of his career that the fans began to realize what a special player they had been watching. Going into the '87 season, only 13 players in the history of baseball had hit over 500 home runs.
Home run by Mike Smith. Oh, boy.
Mike got off to a quick start. April 18th stepped up to the plate in the 9th inning with his team behind. It seemed like the entire city held its breath until Mike could include himself with baseball's immortals. Mike accomplished his feat with his usual flair, and for one brief moment, we got to see the little boy inside this powerful man. The late 70s were bittersweet times for Philadelphia baseball. It seemed that each year the powerhouse Phillies teams would roar through the National League East, only to falter in postseason play. But 1980 was different. Dallas Green took over the helm and demanded more from a team that had long been perceived as underachievers. Added to the mix was the fiery Pete Rose, who was expected to provide the missing spark. After struggling most of the season, the team went on an incredible run of 21-6 and overtook the tough Montreal Expos on the last weekend of the season.
Long drive, watch that baby! Way out of here! Home run! Mike Smith! Phillies lead 6-4!
Standing in the way of their first pennant in 30 years were the Houston Astros. And what followed was considered by most baseball people to be the best NLCS in history. 4 of the 5 games went into extra innings. Big plays and clutch hits happened almost every inning.
Out of the plate! The Phillies have gotten another out of the plate!
Pujols is being waved around. Manny Trio throw to the plate is in. Oh, what a great relay by Trio.
Down 2 games to 1 with their backs against the wall, Pete Rose took over and added his personal stamp.
Here's the play at the plate! He scores!
And it was down to 1 game for the pennant. Game 5 was a true barn burner. Down 5-2 in the 8th inning against the great Nolan Ryan, the team that wouldn't die began to work magic.
Nobody out. Greg throws a bunt base hit. And the Phillies fighting to come back. This club just does not die. Trio line drive, fair ball, left field line. Avi left scores. There's Dylan to being waved around. He's gonna score. Manny Trio at third and triple. Phillies lead at 7-5. What a tough back by the great bunch of Phils. Unbelievable.
But there was more drama to follow. Somehow the Astros tied the game and sent it into extra innings. But Gary Maddox saved the biggest hit of his career for the top of the 10th.
A base hit, I believe, Maddox. Yes, it is. Gary Maddox a hit. Phillies take an 8-7 lead. Maddox at second base. Phil's lead 8-7 in the 10th inning. Swing and a drive right center field. Maddox is there.
Then cradled the final out to ease 30 years of heartbreak.
These guys have done it. Look at that ball club. The Phillies have won in 10, and they're being bombed. I'll tell you, a season of ups and downs and highs and lows ends up with the Phillies in the 1980 World Series. Dallas Green hugging Paul Owens, Phillies general manager, in another touching scene.
'93 was a magical season for the Phillies. The previous year had seen a last-place finish, and most critics agreed that little had changed. The only problem was that somebody forgot to tell that to the players. The scrappy bunch of throwbacks jumped out to a 17-5 record and never looked back. Led by veterans Lenny Dykstra, Darren Daulton, and John Kruk, this exciting team stole the National League East and the hearts of fans everywhere with their wild style of play and their unique look. Still, few people gave the Phils a chance against the mighty Braves, but once again, nobody told the players.
The 1-2 pitch, swing a hard ground ball, base hit, down the left field line, Kruk scores, Phils win, 4-3 on the RBI hit.
2-2 to Gant, breaking ball, swing and a miss, struck him out to end the Braves.
Swing and a well-hit ball to left field, pounds it back, leaps up and makes a great catch, crashes into the fence and might have saved the... Swing and a ground ball to second, might be a double play, Morandini tags the bag, double play, this game is over. Line drive to left, Incamelia, great diving catch by the Inkman. Fair ball, makes one out, bounces off the fence, Chamberlain to second, out in second. Swing and a well-hit ball to deep center field, Nixon back, it's out of here, home run, Lenny Dykstra, and the
With the series tied at 2 games apiece, Dykstra's dramatic homer in Game 5 had the clubhouse buzzing. Game 6 was back in Philadelphia, and a chance for the hometown crowd to share the magic.
High drive, deep right center field. Watch it, gone to the seat. Dave Hollins with a 2-run home run. Line drive, base hit into that right field corner. Watch him run. 1 run is in. Here comes Dykstra. R&D with a 2-out triple. Phillies lead it 6-1.
In the end, they handed the ball to Mitch Williams. And in a season where he set a club record 43 nerve-wracking saves, the Wild Things set the first 2 men down in order.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Phillies are the 93 National League champions. It's wacky, wonderful. Bunch of throwbacks has won the National League pennant and go on to the World Series.
1993 will always be remembered fondly in the hearts of all Phillies fans, simply because it illustrates the beauty of the sport. The worst to first saga proved that in baseball anything is possible, and that with each new season, you should never be afraid to dream. Richie Ashburn was the most beloved sports figure in the history of our great city. He came to us from the plains of Nebraska and never left our hearts. Whitey thrilled us for over a decade with his exploits on the field, then entered our homes as a broadcaster, serving to teach us more than just a little bit about the game he loved. In September of 1997, news of Richie's death stunned the city. For many people, it was like a death in the family. Thousands of friends and fans turned out to pay their respects to a true Philadelphia treasure. Mayor Ed Rendell spoke from his heart about what Richie meant to the city.
A couple of days ago in the gym that I work out at, a 32-year-old man came up to me and said, "I was horrible about Richie." He said, "I grew up every night with my little transistor radio under the covers, listening to the games. And I grew up listening to Richie. He became a part of my family." And yesterday, a man left a transistor radio near Richie's casket. Because that transistor radio was his link with Richie, just like it was for so many of us. But Richie affected our lives for 50 years. The shut-ins, the nuns in convents, the richest and most powerful people in this town, and the children with the covers up over their ears, listening to games.
In all of my years of public speaking, this was by far my most difficult task. Whitey carried me.
How many of us have said to ourselves, "I wish I could have told him how much I love him. I wish I could have. I didn't get a chance to." The suddenness has struck us all. But Whitey knew. He knew as surely as he knew a ball and strike how we felt. Whitey had such a wonderful life of love and friendship. He would want us to carry on. As we leave here today, if we can make a difference in the life of just one person, make them laugh, bring them comfort, give them joy, as Whitey did for so many people, then Whitey's memory will be fulfilled. If you love Whitey, love one another. God bless you, pal.
Adding some solace to the sadness of the moment was the knowledge that Richie had recently attained a dream. 2 short years before, he had been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, along with Mike Schmidt. In his own words, Richie describes the beauty of that weekend and his own date with immortality.
Maybe the greatest thing about Cooperstown is the town itself. An absolutely beautiful place. Real Norman Rockwell stuff, kind of what the ideal picture of small-town America should be. Next to Tilden, Nebraska, that is. They put you up in a gorgeous old hotel called the Otis Saga, host to all the All-Stars for the past 60 years. Boy, if the walls of that place could only talk. Then they let you play golf on a beautiful course next to the lake. The whole weekend you get treated like royalty. The other Hall of Famers were really great to me. Then there's a museum, the hall itself, where you can spend days reliving baseball memories. What a place. That weekend, Bill Giles hosted a Hall of Fame party. Really quite special. You make so many friends in baseball, but it's rare to get them all together in one place. Thanks, Bill.
If I'll ever forget this.
Well,
really.
good.
I guess the most impressive thing about the weekend had to be the fans. Everywhere we looked was red. Record numbers of buses flooded into this small town, and the Hall of Fame Museum had its best day ever. George Grand, the MC for the ceremony, hit it right on the head.
Now I know what Moses looked like when he looked at the Red Sea. This is a Philadelphia crowd today.
It was a breathtaking sight, and believe me, sitting on that stage, I was more than a little nervous.
One of the most popular athletes in the history of Philadelphia, Richie Ashburn.
But when I got up to speak, it just felt right. Kind of like I was just chatting with 30,000 of my best friends.
Can't believe the number of people here today. Happy to see it. Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, have a lot of Nebraska people here. One of them I have to introduce to you. Mom? 91-year-old mother.
I didn't have a prepared speech. I just wanted to acknowledge my family.
Ideally for me, this could have happened earlier because my father's passed away. Hang on. But on the other hand, our grandchildren are here. They wouldn't have been here 20 years ago.
I guess that's what it's all about, really. I had 4 generations of Ashburn sitting in front of me. And it's important we pass down the love and respect for the game to the next 4.
You have made this the greatest day of my life.
Schmitty's turn was next, and the crowd really responded. Michael prepared his speech with the same intensity in which he played, all out. He credited everyone who ever helped him and made a ton of suggestions about how to save the game. His delivery was as spellbinding as a Sunday preacher. But the true moment of joy for me was when he finally made his peace with the Phillies fans.
My relationships with Philadelphia fans has always been misunderstood. Can we put that to rest here today?
Nice going, Michael. They love you after all. Standing on that podium with Mike, holding that bronze plaque, was one of the greatest moments of my life. Don't need to say much more.
It's little mystery that the greatest moment of the Phillies century, voted by you, the fans, was winning the World Series in 1980. These were special times in Philadelphia, a year when all 4 major sports teams went to the finals. Only the Phillies went all the way. Most fans were just happy they made it to the Fall Classic. But to the men who wore the red pinstripes, there was unshakable resolve to get the job done. The Phils took the first two games on home turf. The Royals counterpunched, evening the series at 2.
Royal hit. This ball may be out of here. It is 1-0. Listen to this crowd. 2 strikes on Fred. Down he goes. There's the message right there. Here comes Jim Fry out.
The great John Facenda tells what happened next.
In the all-important 5th game, Kansas City took a 1-run lead into the 9th and sent out their bullpen ace to protect it. The Phillies sent out pinch hitter extraordinaire, Del Unser.
Here's the pitch to Unser. Swing and a smash past Akins and down the right field line. Mike Schmidt is heading for third base, being waved around third. Here is the relay throw to the plate, and Schmidt is safe at home plate.
Unser eventually scored the game-winning run, and the Phillies returned home just 1 win away from their first ever world championship. But by now, it was a bygone conclusion.
Here's the pitch to Schmidt. Swing and a line drive, hit right center field. Boone scores. Here's Lonnie Smith being waved around. He scores, and the Phillies lead it 2-0. Swing and a high pop foul near the Phillies dugout. Boone drops the ball. Rose grabs it. What an incredible play. And there's 2 outs here in the ninth.
After 97 years of waiting, Philly fans were 1 pitch away from celebrating a world title.
The small white ball in Tug McGraw's left hand was actually a fuse that would touch off an explosion, one that would blow away 97 years of ghosts and start the greatest party this town had ever seen.
Get the feeling. It wouldn't sink in until tomorrow. You millions of fans have really made it sink in. We love you. Thank you so much. Most beautiful fans in the country. '80 Philadelphia Phillies, world champions of baseball. We're number 1. We're number 1. We're number 1.